Yes, guys, GRP back in the house with another topic. And this topic is our review of Andor episode 5.
Which I didn't see.
So he's in the naughty corner. Yes.
Now you know how it feels. I'm joking.
Yeah. Can you give us a quick summation?
You can give a summation of this one.
No,
You just watched it.
No. You give us a summation. Give us a summation. Come on. Go for it.
You just watched it. Go for it. I'm going to sit back and listen to you.
Anyway. So, in this episode, not much happened. They were basically getting ready for their raid on the garrison.
Right.
So basically it's them getting to know each other kind of thing, but not in a normal way. So basically they're all still wondering what Andy and Cassian Andor is doing there.
Yeah.
Right? One of them finds out that they all find out in the end that he's being paid to be there. But he was just like, listen, you got a problem with that. You know what I mean? Now's the time to say. But really, your problem is that you're scared.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they're all saying, oh, yeah, well, you're scared too. And I said, yeah, but I'm willing to still go through with it.
Yeah, man,
you know
that's
what I mean?
run.
Yeah, I mean. So, but yeah, it there's a dynamic where he's trying to check the medical girl as well, the Asian girl. You know, he's chatting with the other guy who's suspicious of him, but has been to loads of prisons, hence the tattoos. And he's questioning him about that. And he goes, you knew about these tattoos, so where have you been?
Where have you been?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of thing. Then there's the really good scene that I loved, and I think me and you discussed that off the video before we started filming, was when they were planning to fly the ship.
Yep.
Can you give a little...
Basically, they're planning to fly the ship, and they go to Andor just to basically get his kind of like confirmation on the weight of a cargo elements we take on board the ship. And then Andor very quickly realizes that they don't know what they're doing. So it's like, you don't know the weight, do you? And they're like...
Because they can't take off.
They can't take off.
They said they know how to fly it, but they can't take off.
All right. Like, this is the most important part of the mission. They can't take off. We have effed. And like literally he says to them, you don't know the weight, do you? And they're like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
No, you don't know the weight, do you? And they're like, okay, you don't. And he's like, okay, I'm flying this thing. You're not flying it, we're done. And basically he says to him, like, either I'm flying it or the mission's
the mission's done. Do you know what I mean?
He takes control at that point quite well.
I like that.
And so he should.
And but you can see he proves his value to the team, because even though they might not trust him, they can see that a certain thing, because there's that scene that was really prominent to see that he's valuable. Yeah. Then there was the other scene where they're marching, they're teaching themselves to march as soldiers in formation, and then he's making a suggestion that the person who has their gun to their left should be on the front.
They should be on the front right, the gun should be coming on the outside.
Yeah,
and he breaks down every single one of them.
Right.
He says to him, how does he hold his gun? Yeah. He favours his right hand. He literally breaks them all
down.
Of them.
And then because the black guy who was like saying like, don't give suggestions, he had to then shut his mouth basically.
Okay. He's humble pie real quick.
Yeah.
Yum.
So they all realise, listen, we might not like this guy, might not trust this guy, but he's got value. He knows what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? Okay. And they're constantly having to avoid the airships that are coming in to see where everything is. In the meantime, you got the guy who's been suspended or fired, going back to his mum. Right. And she's now trying to get him another job via the uncle. Uncle seems to be a big wig. Yeah. You don't know him what in yet.
Not yet. I think that's going to be revealed soon.
And he's a big mummy's boy, we find out, because he's one of them ones where he's being sarcastic to his mum, but his mum is basically saying, you got no prospects, I'm going to call Uncle Harbour and get you something, blah, blah. And then obviously... the lady who was meeting Stellan Skarsgård's character, she's trying to maneuver with her husband, isn't it? Yeah. But
he scene with the daughter where basically the husband's actually playing the daughter off against her.
But she wanted to take the daughter out because obviously she's going to be meeting them guys to plan things. Do you know what I mean? Then on the other hand, you got Lieutenant Gorn. And obviously he's on the rebel side, but he's still doing his Empire duties.
I like the fact you found out that actually it wasn't that he infiltrated the Empire, he was an original part of the Empire, and then he married a local girl, and then she died, and that's what made him turn. I like the fact they actually gave him that character change. I thought that was nice. I thought that was good as well. So
listen, for me, I've said this to Damien, for me, and you because I know you liked Ozarks, the show's very much like Ozarks in that there might not be a lot of action, but the intrigue keeps you glued to the screen.
Yeah.
You want to see what happens next. Like, I want to see the payoff. I want to see what happens.
Because you're investing.
They're
showing the stakes and the valuable moments and the little things that can go wrong. They're spelling it out. Like, look what could go wrong. You don't know the weight. You don't know how to get off the ground. You don't know this. You know, how you read body language. It's all in there.
It's very intricate.
Yeah, everything you need is in there.
Oh, yeah. And they build the tension so well. Like the bit where the TIE fighter flies over them. It's not a big action sequence. All you get is a TIE fighter flying over the hills, and it's like, oh no, it's coming for us. It flies straight over them. But the tension is so palpable on the next build. It's like they're slowly building up for that big payoff. Which is why I'm looking forward to the next episode. I think the next episode is going to be a big one.
I've heard that the last few episodes are action packed. That's from John Campea, I think. So
I mean, you can see that in the trailer they released. A lot of action hasn't come yet.
Yeah. They're just setting the groundwork, and it's working beautifully. Like I said, Ozark. A lot of people called Ozark the most interesting, boring show around, and I get what they meant by that. But and they didn't mean boring, you know. In a true sense. But this kind of reminds me of that because it's so not too much action, but the level of intrigue and suspense, it just keeps you glued. So for me, this is a 9 out of 10. This episode, man. I don't know. What did you think?
No, I'll go with that. I think the things I mentioned to you earlier, if I could compare it to anything, and that's a weird comparison for you, but there are two things I'll compare it to: Children of Men, which I love that film.
I've never watched that.
It's a brilliant film. Children of Men with Clive Owen, and then the Lord of the Rings series. Because the whole team element and the way they build it up and the way they make you care for each character in the team, because they've all got stakes but they're all at each other. That happens throughout the very first Lord of the Rings film, which is why I prefer that to Harry Potter, because it's more of an adult kind of fantasy. And with Children of Men, the tension and the way it's built up, it's slow burn for the first hour or not, but it's exactly the same that they're doing it with this show. It's very clinically done, the script is well written, and then the last like kind of half an hour is where it just all culminates, and that tension that has been pre-planned and prepped and slowly kind of filtered out, it comes to a hilt, and it works so well with the payoff. And I think that's what they're doing with the show. The characters are so well written. As I said before, the script itself, it has so much subtext, and it does so much with not having to literally tell you, it shows you. And I love that. And I think this is the best thing that Star Wars has done for a long damn time.
So you agree with this? Well, you said you haven't watched too much of Mandalorian, but you agree with the assessment. That's
I'm agreeing with the assessment. I think I think Mandalorian. What Mandalorian has is probably style over substance. I think this has got more substance and style. I will go with that. I think it's got the style element to it, but this is more substance and style.
I agree with that.
I mean, you'll catch up with this episode anyway. But I mean. Yeah, you seem to agree.
Remember, I said to you, they're different. They're good equally in their own right. Do you know what I mean? It's not like that's better than that. It doesn't feel like a comparison to me. But
this feels, from what I've heard of Mandalorian was sort of like a cowboy kind of.
It is.
Whereas this is more of a heist kind of. Do you know what I mean?
He's like a Lone Ranger, like Mandalorian. He's got the little green something, but but this one is more like the stakes are high.
Exactly.
Everything to lose. We may not make it back.
Right.
Where you never thought Mandalorian weren't gonna survive.
He was walking out there like that little subtle look to the side, he'd be alright.
But this one, you know, everyone could be dead.
I'm really looking forward to the next episodes. Honestly, really am. Would you give it out of 10?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Cool, definitely. Cool. So we won't be asking you because you're naughty. But guys, that's our assessment of episode 5 of Andor. What did you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Leave us your reasons why in the comments down below.
If you really liked it, super thanks.
Boom. Yes.